Close shave.
Yeah, well, clearly used to then.
A Gillette moment. We all saw what happened in Syria, and
Yeah.
that Assad, he was more or less rescued by Russia
Mm.
and granted asylum there. The Russians that helped him get out of Syria
Okay, yeah.
on their planes.
That's good of them.
Of course, this was good news for a little under 1 million people in Germany who took to the streets and celebrated the toppling of the Syria regime. Of course, they're speaking about the Syrian asylum seekers who, for years, have been sheltered by Germany, many times more so than by the proper German nationals. You know, the Germany took care of the asylum seekers
Yeah.
more than they did their own people.
Mm.
But their singing and dancing has caused somewhat of a headache for the German government, which has been waiting for the ousting of Assad for some time. So now the the reason for the Syrian population in Germany has been resolved.
Yeah.
The cruel regime they fled from is now gone, shown by the happiness of the refugees dancing and singing in the streets. Right. So now the government in Germany has to work on how to send these people back home to their now safe country, because if the threat has been removed, it must be safe. Basically, is what they're saying.
Yeah.
How far will Germany go? They brought up the idea of sending them back on flights, armed with €1,000 each one, to resettle back into the native country. But will this be accepted by the people who now have officially no more right to be there in Germany? Will the Syrians that are living in Germany now accept this?
Yeah.
New applications for asylum from Syrians has been stopped, and those in the process were cancelled.
Yeah.
So applicants there of those will receive a no letter. Those that were already in the process are going to end up with a
No.
no.
Yeah.
The whole of Europe will be watching to see what Germany will do so they can follow suit, because Syrian refugees isn't exclusive to Germany.
No. Of course not. No.
Germany is the second largest asylum destination by Syrians after Turkey. Now, Turkey, it's got a border, part of its border is with Syria,
Yeah.
and it's the closest country to apply asylum to.
Mm.
So I imagine the Syrians fled to Turkey
Mm.
and kept on going,
Yeah.
just like that. They kept on walking, just like that Johnny Walker advert for the
Yeah.
whiskey. They kept on walking.
Yeah.
But in Germany, it seems that if Syrians have managed to establish themselves into the German way of life, have a job, pay taxes, perhaps have a family, they won't be asked too harshly to move back home. You know. However, the unruly ones who seem to be always getting trouble, those, the mobs and things like this, the pushing drugs, thieving things, their days will soon be numbered in Germany. They will be the ones favourites to be sent back to Syria. On a side note, the UK government has also cancelled asylum applications from Syrians and is also weighing up its options.
Right.
It isn't just in the EU. The
Yeah.
UK is outside. Great Britain
Yeah.
is outside the EU. Syrians in Calais said they're still going to take the boat to Great Britain
Make it all fun. Yeah.
because Great Britain offers work and everything that we need,
Mm.
which normally means a grant,
Yeah. Yeah.
weekly subsidies, places to stay,
Yes.
warm homes in the winter months, all paid for by the likes of
Well.
Muggins
Well.
and Muggins and his mate.
Yes.
So there you are. Germany. It'd be interesting to see what Germany's going to do about this. Like I said, the rest of Europe is looking in on Germany.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm sure that things are being said behind closed doors that perhaps won't be said out in the open.
Mm.
But it'd be interesting to know your take on this. So where you go.
Well, I've read it. What do I believe? What I read? What do I accept? Um, okay. You and I, we've both, yeah, whatever various reasons, we've moved to another country and we contribute. We don't get any niceties from the administration, the government here in Brazil at all. Although, yeah, we've both been, well, I'm married to a Brazilian national. Yeah, your circumstances are similar in many ways. Um, and we both contributed, yeah, if we can. However, we managed to do it. We don't ask for anything. We want to be left alone. Yeah. Um,
Surrounded by Brazilians.
well, yeah. I mean, it's the Brazilians are good enough to give me healthcare when I need it. Free healthcare or state healthcare because I pay taxes as well. I help other people progress their careers, so hopefully I contribute to society that way, like you do as well. That you've used to help musicians and people. So yeah, we get on with life. And this should be true. Um, there are, we know that there are some people from the Middle East who have arrived in Brazil and are making a good fist of it as well. They're making self-sufficient, everything else. As far as I know, I mean, I've not met any personally. They're not in our area, funny enough. Um, so yeah, I mean, if somebody wants to be somewhere, contributes, it's a bit of hypocrisy here, learns the language. My part, my Portuguese is not great. Um, but yeah, it it is you you become part of the society if you don't try and enforce your ideals in an area as well. Yeah. Now, the bigger issue is what's going to happen. I think there is a desire to send, as you say, now that the excuse or the reasoning for refugees to be in a certain area no longer exists. Yes, they can go back. They can go back to their own country. They can build their own country into a Syrian society that they want. Yeah. And yeah, I wish them good luck doing it. Yeah. As soon as they arrive there, they're going to get a thousand euros. Happy days. Yeah. Good luck, guys. I wish you very well. I wish you all success in your future careers. Um, yeah, whether or not will happen, what will happen is going to be interesting. Germany was saying, "Oh, we should be understanding and all that," and now is one of the first countries to say, "Push them, send them back." Yeah.
Germany's skint.
Well,
It all boils down to the finances, and Germany just doesn't have any anymore.
yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, yeah. I'm hearing more and more of German companies that are laying off people,
Yeah, of
making
course.
people. And I don't know where these jobs are. I mean, cleaning jobs and everything else could be are probably being done by certain people. I don't know. I mean, well, I'm not in Germany. I don't know. I'm not in contact with lots of Germans. Only the ones that have been made redundant, it would appear. Um, it's it's a very very. I don't have a take because I don't know what to believe now. I don't believe like you. I don't believe the politicians a word they say. I don't believe a word in the media. Okay, I can listen to any number of other people commentating on social on new media, whatever you want to call it. What do they know? Like we do here. Um, we will judge everyone by their actions. Yes, I know in Germany there was a Christmas market, and these people elected to go and celebrate in the middle of a Christmas market where revelers were, or people who are enjoying a Christian festival, as it were. Yeah. Okay, have they got a right to do that? Well, if they're not there officially, they still don't shouldn't have rights to do this. And I do honestly mean that. I mean, have I got a right to celebrate any winds of or anything in the UK that happens in the UK and Brazil. I don't really think I am. I'm going to go on the street and march up and down with a flag. Yeah, apart from the fact I'll probably get some interesting looks. Probably be arrested and deported quite quickly. Yeah. Um, okay. No, the Brazilians are quite tolerant. You just they'd be taking pictures of you, and you'd end up all over social media. Yeah, but it's a I don't know. I really don't know what to make of it, Steve. I mean, it's a very bad podcast to do this, but I'm trying very hard to think of positives about this. I would like to see a new Syria emerge from the ashes. I don't know what the new Syrian regime is going to be like.
I don't think anybody does because
Yeah,
I mean the new regime that seems to be taking hold, albeit moderate at the moment,
yeah,
the regime leader, he's on the naughty boys list when it comes to terrorists.
he was. They've taken
Yeah,
him
but
off. Yeah.
well, only if they've done it in the last 24 hours. You know,
Well,
he was,
I did see something about yeah. Uh,
and they gave him I had an interview with him.
mm,
They said, well, you were into, chopping people's heads off and things like that. He said, yes, but I was young back then. He says, as your age changes,
well,
so does your outlook on life. I mean, you know, well, you know, I wish I'd
well,
have chopped a few heads in my time. I'll
I was
tell
gonna
you.
say if I knew I could get away with it, Um, yeah, I mean, I I saw a video posted by um a, an American politician. What was it I can't remember her name. Marjorie Taylor
Marjorie Taylor
Greene.
Greene, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
of Christians being lined up against the wall and being kicked and hassled. I don't know where that video came from. Not everything is date stand. I'm not saying she's wrong. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, a lot of these politicians on both sides have form of, of putting things out of context.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, I don't particularly want to see anyone lined up against the wall and kicked or anything personally, of any religion or anything else. Yeah. Um, yeah, I want us all to live in peace and be brotherly and have secular societies where you can choose to be Christian, Islamic, or have no faith at all. And yeah, and legally practice whatever sexuality you want as well, you feel. Yeah. And I'm going to make that. Yeah. I might not agree with everything. I may not understand everything, but I accept people have a lawful right to go about their business as they see fit. Try and do it behind closed doors, please, on whatever sexuality. I don't particularly want to see anything on the streets. And again, with religion, yeah, in moderation, yeah. I think that's important as well in any modern society. But I'm not going to start saying what society the Syrians want. They've got an opportunity to choose their own, um, and to grow themselves, to be productive. Yeah, they've got what they wanted. If it's what a majority wanted, I don't know. Um, it's going to be interesting. I mean, Russia's attentions are elsewhere in the world as the resources and everything else. I said this before. A certain other major world politician said it. Um, they're not going to be that interested in at the moment, if they ever were totally interested, having influence in the area. Um,
Russia's got some bases in Syria. That much I know.
mm,
And they were more interested in just protecting their bases than and resolving the problem quickly as they realised that Assad didn't have the troops didn't have
yeah,
enough troops. They certainly weren't. The Russians certainly weren't going to get involved in another war.
no,
So basically, they just said, "Well, the quickest thing we can do
it's
is get him out of there. He's got enough money to live for the rest of his life, and take somewhere safe. So he's not going to complain very much.
no, no.
And let the next chap move in and see what happens.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, they'll whatever deals are being trying to be done. Um, Yeah, I mean, what you've got to remember, these guys have been fighting Russians as well, so it's another interesting dynamic in the world, that air region. Um, uh, the incoming US president has said it's not our fight. We shouldn't be getting involved with it. I think he said that yesterday from what a
Um,
headline or something I read. Yeah, I mean, you read far more than I do sometimes. Yeah, I'm still working for a living, having to put attention elsewhere. But it's a very, very nervy time, I imagine, for Syrians even now. Now the EU have said, well, Syria's still not a safe country for people to return to. I don't know what the benchmark of
no,
a safe country is.
well, yeah, I was going to say there's no reason for them to say that
Yeah.
because the threat was Assad. There
Mm,
you are, he's gone. So the threat must be gone.
yeah. But if you do research, I saw it yesterday. Um, yeah, it's still not a safe country. Yeah, that's it.
Well, only because people on terrorist watch lists have taken over.
Yeah.
But he insists that he's a nice guy. So
Well,
you can't say it's not safe. You know, if he's wanting to roll on his back and get his tummy rubbed, you know the you know the you know
well,
it,
did,
it, it can only be unsafe if he goes radical.
well, if he starts doing his old childhood, his old youth hobby again, cutting people's heads off. Yeah,
Um,
I
being an impetuous impetuous youth.
yeah. Well, yeah. If I mean, yeah, it is quite gruesome when you see anyone's head cut off. I've seen some videos in different areas, and it's like, yes, and particularly if it's not a clean cut as well. Yeah, they do look to be quite amateur botch jobs at this, cutting the heads off. But mind you, yeah, we it's positively medieval in my opinion. What goes on, all this, but yeah, if you study history. But yeah, in short, Steve, answer your question. I will admit, I'm watching it. Do I have an opinion? Only watch this space. Should the people be put on planes and sent back to Syria now that the person they felt was opposed to them and they're opposed to is gone? Absolutely. There's no doubts in my mind. That should happen. Um, if these people are so happy jumping up down the streets in Europe, then evidently they're very keen to go back.
One would assume.
Yeah. Good luck, guys. If you're going to get €1,000, okay, fair enough. Goodbye.
Even better,
Yeah.
sweeten the deal.
Yeah. Even better. Get on that plane and go, guys. Build you a country. I'm right behind you, people. Yeah. If yeah, looking to modernize Syria and take it into the 21st century. There you go.